Ah, a darkness in the heart. Time I went back to locating Calyx's lair. I have a new strategy in mind. It reminds me to be seen if it will aid in narrowing down the possibilities. I'll ask Crow for help. I want to re-examine the data, starting with that of her parents. After all, they were the first to break away from preservation and establish an organized resistance with Oblivion. They must be there must be something in there that could point us in the right direction. What are your plans, Ronald? I guess. Ronald, is that you? Jeez for calling suddenly. I've been making the rounds in the outskirts. It can help but feel as though something is amiss. Might I ask you to join me? Your perspective would be most appreciated. You can wait until you finish attending the shale, though, of course. Seems your plans have been decided on. Were you? Go on. I've others to speak with before I return to the back rooms. Something's wrong. The music's different. Ronald, thank you for coming. As I mentioned, I would benefit from your worldly experience. My worldly experience? Off-worldly experience. It's my imagination, but the townspeople appear to be acting oddly. That is, even considering the current state of affairs. As I am yet unfamiliar with the outskirts, I thought you better equipped to judge if their behavior is usual or not. Would you speak with them and see what you think? Do I hope to be proven wrong? I fear something is not right here. Hmm. Please tell me you bought more neo-regulators. Officially, they all been handed out already, but I heard rumors there are a few left over. Surely the government still has some, or perhaps Queen's Bean. Look it, but I was a hunter once. Back then, I hardly gave death a second thought. But now I know, now that I know the truth, it's all I can think about. There has to be a way to hold on. There has to. Yep, it's beginning. The fear is spreading. It won't be long until everybody's fighting. You're not wearing a regulator. Don't you know the end is coming? Well, it's your life to lose. Me? I got myself one of these neo-regulators and registered a little while ago. As soon as I did, a display appeared showing the number of registered users right now. It's sitting at 4,168. The upper limit was 5,000, wasn't it? Seems the total shot up right after those machine malfunctions. It's only a matter of time before everyone's registered. I pity those who weren't chosen. I'm going to be an endless. I'm going to evolve and live happily ever after. It's starting to sound like a cult. That's creepy. Remember when you visited with Greenspeed? Come to check out our well-being, have you? I can say that things are rather stressful out here as well. Without knowing if or when our machinery might turn murderous, the specter of death is ever present. People are terrified, and the clamor for neo-regulators has reached a fever pitch. I personally was fortunate to have claimed a new device early on. I've long since completed the registration. Death has no hold over me now. Now I must begin my prayers. The darkness draws closer, grows deeper. Must cast it out. What do you mean? What's that supposed to mean? So, what do you think? Was I right to worry? Tensions are running high. and their fear is becoming absolute. That is exactly it. The people are overwhelmed by uncertainty and fear. With each new registration, that fear inside them grows more insistent. How long until it drives them into full blown panic? Can you come to resolution? We have a problem. I'm already here with Lamati and Alpha Node. It sounds like she wants us there in a hurry. We should go. God, what's happening now? Oh.
What's happened? Sorry to drag you out here, but I thought it best you see for yourself.
Death is your constant companion. Though you toil with diligence, death may come ere your reward is bestowed. Though your grand works be poised for completion, death may come ere you wake the following morn. Though you enjoy a life of peace and good fortune, death needs but one instant to claim you.
Jeez.
Your bodies are weak. Your heart, your brain, every fragile organ rolls the dice from moment to moment. Sheer chance deciding if they function or fail.
What a twisted way to say it.
Be you stoic or generous or righteous, no virtues tip the scales in that fatal reckoning. The choice is made without reason. The end is cloaked in terror. That is what it means to die.
The announcement began after we finished our meeting with Gossen. As for its source, well...
Alex.
There is no shame in being afraid. It is that very fear which will drive you to conquer death. Let us set a new course for mankind. Let us preserve our existence unto perpetuity. Hope for it, wish for it, pray for it. We will become endless.
Why does this sound like a primal summoning?
With evolution's brilliance, will we banish the ever-present darkness of mortality.
Change isn't easy. No one ever wants to take the first step. But this is the right path for us. What other way could there be? I'm gonna do it. I'm going to register.
Wuklemat! You couldn't have come at a better time. Please, you have to let us move to Tuliyalal.
It's too dangerous to stay here. Who knows when the next century will turn on us?
Even if we wanted to become endless, there are no more neo-regulators to be had. Fleeing is our only option.
If the solution was as simple as leaving, then we'd all have left already. Did you not hear the announcement? For the living, death is a foregone conclusion. No matter where we go, or who we shelter with, we won't get another chance like this to overcome our fate.
Easy for you to say when you have that regulator.
The Landsguard are on their way as we speak, and arrangements have been made to see that you all will be safely evacuated. Tulishola will aid you in whatever way we can. So please, remain calm.
I want want to help Alexandria. I want to save its people. But what can I do? I am not their queen.
Oh. Alex has access to the core system, which means that if he chooses to do so, he could deploy the soldiers beyond the barrier. Even if our people learn to live with death, decide to leave the dome behind, they will not be beyond his reach. Yet, if it serves to allay their fears even a little, I beg you, Lamont, please let them shelter into the Yolo. We will welcome any and all who want to come. We've already begun evacuations. We'll be able to pick up the pace once the Lance Guard arrives. In which case, you had best spread out and keep an eye on the crowds. The mood is tense. We must prepare for possible violence. And if you happen to determine where Calyx is hiding, though, be ready to move at a moment's notice. Surely we can find a clue to some kind soon. He can't elude us forever. Exactly. This is going a little bit faster than I thought. No one's turning on. I am not turning on Chapel. Violence and fear. This is not the future she envisioned for her nature. This is the 5th quest, so after this there will be 5 more, inching us closer to the end. We all will greatly welcome every last Alexandrian with open arms. But what of the nation the late queen was so desperate to preserve? What of that bright haven of peace and laughter? Clemma. I won't stand here and let her legacy be soiled any further. I will protect Alexandria. That was the promise I made her at the last. But she betrayed you, did she not? Why do you feel this obligation? I saw myself in her, I suppose. We both felt the people's joy as our own, yet alone we lacked the strength to protect them. There is so much that I love in this world. Too much for me to take in my arms and keep safe, and that made me afraid. I needed someone who shared that love and fear. So together we could do what we certainly couldn't by ourselves. Or maybe it's simpler than that. Maybe I just wish that we could have been friends. So when she turned to me in our final hour, desperate to safeguard Alexandria's future, I swore that I would see it done. In the end, I think you both found the friend you needed. I would be yours as well, see? Whenever you fall or struggle to rise, I'll come running to the rescue. And you do the same for me. That's how we'll protect the things we love. We'll protect Alexandria. You're right. You're right. And don't forget about me. I'm here too. I've been here the whole time. How could we? We'd not be where we are now without you. Right, we got a bit sidetracked there. We should probably be on our way. Do we patrol or see if Shell needs a hand? There you are! Oh. Garuja. Linda, we were afraid we missed you. Alice and the others said you were here. Good news, Ronald. We finally found a chink in Calyx's armor. Our laboratories are on Everkeek's 10th level that once housed the Preservation Initiative. Containment Complex 1029, it's called. It's been falsely registered as a distribution center. In reality, it hasn't recorded any traffic in decades. We don't think this is where Calyx is hiding as such, but it may well contain clues point us in the right direction. I'm sorry it took so long to get this far. If you're interested, what do you say we all go and check it out together? Sure. Thank you all for your hard work. This is a huge step forward. And up. We need to take the lift to get to the complex. I've cleared this expedition with the relevant authorities and have one of our people waiting to operate said lift. Let's not keep her waiting. Don't say such concepts. Someone just said, next step. Text to speech. It's like, no thank you. No. No. That sounds like a nightmare. Ready to head up? Head on up. Next up, the 10th level. Weird, it just put me in a personal instance. I just saw the chat, in-game chat. It's like, yeah, that's a personal instance.
So this is one of Preservation's laboratories.
It's so dark I can barely see.
There.
Just a moment. If I can reroute the power to the circuit.
You got the lights working!
Oh.
Smell how stale the air is. This room hasn't been in use for many years.
It was thanks to Kryl and Galulja that we managed to locate this place.
You may remember that my earring contained the control code for the gate to the Golden City. As it was Preservation that constructed the portal, we reasoned that the code to operate it might include a signature of some sort, unique to their organization.
So I took a closer look, and a line-by-line examination yielded a string of symbols identifying the code's author. We then began accessing the nodes for every door in Everkeep, seeking out control codes which contained those same symbols. After a grueling search, we finally discovered our prize behind door number 1860, the entrance to the facility in which we now stand. I'd probably still be at it if Galulja hadn't been around to assist me.
I took breaks, but Shale never stopped working. Not even once.
You're a treasure. You're a treasure, Shale.
I can contribute precious little else, I'm afraid, but I appreciate your kind words. In any case, this next part will require your helping hands.
We need to spread out and search for something that may lead us to Calyx. We're more than happy to help, of course, but I wonder, won't he realize we've found this place?
It's highly likely, and personally I hope he does.
all you know. You all know our main objective. We're here to pick up Alex's trail, and I've learned of a certain device that should help us do just that. I'll explain as we proceed, but according to the information I was able to dredge up, the device in question should have been installed in the director's office. Now, as for where that might be, yes, this might is my data. Well, that doesn't help. This room we're in is the Researchers' Commons, located in the western side of the complex. The director's office is the northeast of here. So just go in. So we should cut across this circular chamber in the middle, yes? Yes, we should, but it's locked. It's locked. We'll need a security key with the appropriate clearance to open it. Judging by the mechanism, it'll probably be a card of some kind. You know, work some electro magic. I'll try my best, but this type of lock is well before my time. It may take a little while to crack it. And in case I can't, you might want to look around and see if anyone left a security card behind. The state of this place, it does seem likely they abandoned it in some haste. I shouldn't be surprised if we found one. Very well, let's get to searching, shall we? I expect we'll have the most luck looking where the researchers kept their personal belongings. Close cooperation will be necessary to overcome the Oxford's bar in the path forward. Helpful hints will appear in a different color. Pay close attention to the information provided. Rats, should you find yourself unable to proceed. Oh boy, obey paperwork. This. Left some things behind. Rifle. Card-shaped object. The electrode surface is marked with a bold level 1. Oh, could that be what we're looking for? Try it on the door and see if it opens. Slap it. And the type, it would be like smacking it onto the card reader, the scanner, like, come on, open. You did it, Ronald. Yay. The good thing, too, I was getting nowhere with that outdated circuit. There you go. Why would they abandon a facility like this? I was right by Director Demetrius. So that terminal there told me. Perhaps there are more answers to be had once we venture further inside. Now let's continue onwards. The door to the director's office is across the central hub. Oh boy, I guess we're gonna be playing this game, aren't we? Yep. Nope, it ain't gonna work. You need, like, levels. Maybe we need a different card. Yeah, the scanner is demanding a level 3 clearance. As much as the delay shafts me, we'll just have to come through the nearby rooms and hope we stumble upon the card we need. Let's start our search in the proto lab. That boy of our way open, at least. We will find a way through together, Shadow. I'm sure of it. Oh. It's this way? Yeah, there's like 3 other rooms we're gonna have to explore, so let's go to Trivia Trek. The way this room is set up. The canister inserted into that large device to take a soul cell. This be where they conducted their experiments to create Endless? But we could probably spend days investigating this complex. Finding a way into the director's office must take precedence. Speaking of which, Garoja mentioned a locker over the corner. No, but perhaps you could take a look. Where's the locker, buddy? This locker? I'll read it to you. The result of experiment 15A shows a marked improvement in aether extraction rates. At last, we have achieved the target value set by Master Calyx. Though I will become endless as per our end, I will preserve this historic number along with my few remaining worldly effects. Preserve the number, And the number is 158. It's 158. 1, 5, 8. Oh. It's it's a combination. Today I begin my appointment of medical practice. My instincts were correct, as well as she is to refine the delusions I want vaguely entertain. Cycles of flesh and blood. Oh god, it's a whole day. I heard others praise his genius. With blinding brilliance. Permitted to access the top floor and observe the workings of living memory. I heard the sustain is reaching critical levels yet. Means assist or continuing her. I should have. And the assistant to research founders. Shall? Do you find anything? Mm-hmm. One, 4, 8 submitted. 201930. Nice. Math was not my strong. My imprisonment by the Empire. Surely this device wasn't made to hold people. Oh god, now looking at it, it does kind of look like the same machine that was used to, it looks different from what they had, but... One, 5, 8. One, 11509. That's what it is. 11509. The level 2 security card. Yeah, look at that. You got the locker open, and you found another security card. That's we need level 3, don't we? Yes, but it is to open more doors for us to explore. Ronald? These perturbation members led such a surprisingly normal life, leaving notes, losing their cards. I'm glad. I guess I imagined them to be more, what, the word, bloodless, mechanical. My parents were once part of preservation, if you recall. It would seem the researchers who agreed with Calix that his philosophy underwent the conversion of to endless entities. But I assume those who could not or would not eventually left the organization altogether. I got the researchers kept journals in their data tablets. The one I read doesn't explain much, but something big happened in the complex. It decided that everyone would become endless. The writer was really happy about this. How much they admired Calix and his work. The entries ended after that. Maybe you could read more in the other tablet there. Right, let's move this investigation to another room. Well, we have the dinner lab and the maintenance facilities left to search. Both have access via the southeast corner. The hub and the locked door across the way. So hopefully yield before our new security card. I'll take the old one if you like. I doubt we'll have any more use for it. What if I ate it? What if I ate the card? I will now begin to eat the card. Yeah, it seems some people were divided on sides. I mean, we already know this ain't gonna work. Oh, this is a different build. Open. Where should we go? Let's start with the lab. This was a different door. Oh. Be any power here? No, not at all. It's possible the energy supply for this room is on a separate conduit. Which means there should be a contingency for opening the door. Look here. Sign above the car scanner. In case of emergency, backup power can be rerouted from facilities. Room is down the other branch of this corner. Let's see about getting the power restored. What's the point of coming to here then? I would have looked down the hall, saw this door closed, looked at this door, and been like, let's go in here instead. It seems the door's there, it's closed. Is this a puzzle? What is this? I came to play a game, not play puzzle. Gauging power supply. No good. Turning an error. There must be a preliminary procedure. According to this error code, our supply has been interrupted for an extended period of time. Then we'll need to reconfigure both the emergency generator and the circuit control panels. That's the emergency generator over there, isn't it? God, why does it look like 4 PlayStation 2s put together? Yes, by the looks of it, it's the same model as the one used in Heritage Found. How does it send power to the other labs? I see. Ah, the energy cable cut to the base leads down the hall. Okay. To the cable. What about these patterns? Could this be the circuit we need to reconfigure? Night of it. Using the control panel set into each of the tiles, we could create an unbroken path. Oh, I already see what they want me to do. Give for an instruction manual. If you could look around for any written procedures, I'll keep digging through the terminal. Ask someone to operate the generator. Do it. I've used that type of machine before. Then would you be willing to try and configure the circuit path, Ronald? The rest of us can help by supplying Ronald with whatever information might be found in the circuit. I mean, I already see it. Kinda. Look, this is the beginning of it. Yeah, this is the beginning. Oh, okay. Oh, mm-hmm. Square. Let go as planned. Okay. Okay. There you go. It's not that hard. It worked! You did it, Ronald. The lab should now be fully powered. Well done, everyone. Could we access a certain data log before moving on? I was checking the storage shelves, and one of the labels caught my eye. Preservation, Early Days is the title. Take a moment to bring up the content. Looks like a text-based account. I'll read it out. Preservation, an Alexandrian Institute for Technological Development by Calix, an 11-year-old child prodigy. Approval of for establishing the organization came toward Alexandra's improvement in the storm surge, with Calix's design for new defensive solutions funded by the Treasury. As the conflict grew in intensity, casualties mounted. Calix funneled Preservation's resources towards the perfection of memory storage. Research into the field continued even after the storage surge came to an end, eventually electing to preserve his own memories in a virtual domain. So this account is from before he embraced his endless existence, hundreds of years ago. I met him only once before the storm surge began. I was attending my father, who was then the reigning king of Alexandria. Alex could not have been more than 10 years of age. He required constant treatment for his illness. Debilitating illness. Yet, still he published theories so highly regarded that even the royal family was aware of his achievements. Life should not be lost to the injustice of death. Even now I can hear the single-minded will behind his words. So it was that war came to our kingdom. My father was quick to commit his unwavering support to this somber youth and his proposals for preservation. Several years later, the ensuing violence brought the death of both my parents. Wound as I was, sudden succession to the throne, I suspect they spared me the reports on endless research and other less urgent matters. So you had no way of knowing what kind of person Calix was changing into. Did he change, I wonder? Perhaps he has always been the type to value ideals over compassion. Failed to see it at the time. Or perhaps he did change, but he's still driven by those same deeply held beliefs that mortality is cruel and unjust, and his role is to deliver mankind from their fate. Whatever the case may be, we cannot allow him to shape our future. Let's press on, shall we? Yes. If I have done my job correctly, the door to the lab should be accessible now. You think it once over, just to be sure. Oh, I saw that we lost some frames. Great. Gotta love that. Oh, that's the end. The energy circuit seems stable enough. Still, you should let me handle this one. Read a card if you please. Oh, and a quick prayer that a short wire doesn't burn me from the inside out. That's not funny. After this, there'll be 4 more. 4 quests left in this story. Right, I'll get this door open. Smooth as silk. Let's head inside and see what awaits. Yeah! God's above, isn't that? I thought the key interdimensional fusion? The schematic on the monitor. And they've used it to make another key. It is, but isn't it missing the shard inside the one Ronald has? Been laboring under the misconception. The key was originally a Milala relic. Once this treasure came into its possession, preservation began working to harness the power to cross dimensions. Aside from the crystal, we can see that all the vessel's components were constructed here. So what might that tell us? The crystal itself is the key. That would be the logical conclusion, yes. It is as my parents explained. The key remains shrouded in mystery. Preservation augmented it with electrode, but never grasped the technology's underlying principles. To this day, not a single person understands the mechanics of interdimensional fusion. Not who imbued the keys with their power, not when they did so, nor why. Why does this sound like something the ancients did? Now it makes sense. Calyx could track the key because its vessel was made by the preservation. I believe there is much we may learn in this room. On our next visit, I have to enlist your Stoller's assistance for a thorough investigation. I too am curious about the great many things. Now Calyx's whereabouts is our priority. Hopefully there's a security card here that grants to the director's office. The research conducted in this lab appears to have highly confidential in nature. Some of the personnel might have to the organization's upper echelon. That means higher security clearance. We should spread out and look for any cards they left behind. Remember, anything less than 3 is no good to you. To us. Calculated evolution. That's the name of this quest? Storage tank. Can we eat it? Yeah, because you know. Over document binder. No security there. Oh my god, it's a 3D printer. So they could recreate a vessel for it. Pretty much to something, but they can't recreate the crystal itself that is inside of it. This sturdy location. No sign of carrying. Cabinet drawer. In the cabinet drawer. Oh, did you find anything there? Well, that's a stroke of luck. I'm sure I'll examine it to be sure. It's security level 3! Got one of them. Well, if it isn't exactly what we needed. Nice work, Ronald. Yay! Oh, a level 3. Get us into the director's office. So, what was it hoping to find in there again, Joe? You were saying that a certain device was going to help us. Right, I haven't properly explained myself, have I? I'm looking for a Dalo relay. After we discovered this tends to the abandoned complex for the cursory investigation. He's detected a connection to an outside network. When I traced the data's routing, I confirmed traffic from a web of Everkeep's security cameras. Considering the way Calyx is always one step of us, we must assume he quietly seized control of the city's surveillance system and has been using it to monitor our activities, to monitor what you, as the keyholder, are planning. It's the ultimate recipient of those transmissions. The flow of data is like a river that we can flow back to, which is why I need the data relay. If I can analyze the device, see where it's rerouting all this surveillance traffic, you can pinpoint Calyx's position. That said, he has done nothing to repeat our progress, which makes me think I may be on entirely the wrong track. Maybe the reason he hasn't stopped is he can't. Back in the old castle, Calyx said he was measuring Ronald's strength. What can he possibly dream up that's stronger than him? Speaking of cameras, there was another thing I mentioned. I found evidence that someone deliberately disabled the surveillance feed in this room. The most recent recording was also crudely deleted. I was able to restore the data though, if you'd like to see it. I'll start the show. That means they were hiding something.
Are you really planning to leave?
Yes. The idea of eternal life. It's begun to frighten me. I struggle to renounce our conventional wisdom. Death is the means by which life prunes its branches, leaving the trunk to grow strong and tall. We die so that our species may flourish. What would become of mankind were we to halt that process? If unending stagnation is the fruit of our labor, then perhaps we strive for the wrong thing.
Your argument is a rejection of Master Calyx's vision.
I suppose it is. Perhaps such dread would not plague me, were I capable of sharing his perspective on the subject. But I cannot. He and I are too different, in too many ways. I lack his extraordinary genius. I had no illness threatening to cut my life short, no singularity of will to cut away all distractions and focus solely upon research. I have nothing but respect for his determination. The way he overcame his prognosis and seized the means to transcend death itself. But I'm not convinced that this obsession with living is the right path. That's why I've decided to leave preservation and put all my effort towards building a legacy for the next generation to come. Surely you...
Well, that escalated.
Protocol, you understand. There can be no exceptions.
He wanted to leave, and he executed her? I checked the images against the personnel data, and the man who pulled the trigger was Director Demetrius himself. The thing I could find on him pointed to a deep infatuation, Mr. Calyx. The cameras in this room have been out of operation ever since that incident. Given that the recording was erased, I can only assume he was trying to conceal his grisly deed from the other researchers. I'm not surprised. I am not surprised, given how my parents described their defection from the Institute. They spoke of rushing me through a portal, even as preservation agents closed in on them. I dared not ask what became of them after that. But if it turns out that they were captured by their pursuers... They did not regret their actions. Right, the echo, knowing you saw them as they were. Words gave me great comfort. I'll cry. Are you not, Speen? Thanks to the Haven of Living Memory, I was at least able to meet my parents and learn what they stood for. It is enough for me to carry on. But now, we don't know how the conflict unfolded between your parents and preservation. But what we do know is that your mother and father clearly expunged every last trace of their movements. They made sure no one could cross into the source in their child's safety. Right, let's press on, shall we? This tale behind the key deserves a fitting conclusion. To the director's office! A scanning device was silently. It waits silently for the security card. You hold it. Scanner. There we go. Let's not now to find that data relay. Don't be shy, everyone. Speak up if anything odd catches your eye. Ronald, come with me. I might need of that security card. What's going on in here? So, oh, look at the computer. Now that's a computer. I want that in my house. This terminal is connected to any outside network, so I can't. I'm looking for smaller than the map suggested. We're in the right room. What am I missing? Could I ask you and the others to search the office for any clues to this infuriating puzzle? There's a whole nother room here. We'll find what presumably the director's data tab. Closed locker stands next to the table. Data. Read the contents. Shutdown protocols. To go processing once the shutdown protocols have been completed. As long as the key remains in the physical world, we must keep this complex in pristine condition. We need it for experiments or otherwise. It must be ready to support future operations of whatever capacity requires. And facility equipment must be maintained in stasis mode. Further, a critical component for secure room access will be stored separately to defend against them. 3. Looking to note, the mystery of the key's activation condition remains unsolved. The key triggers an explosion. Portal verified. Continue attempts to stabilize the core's energy reactions. 13 researchers sustained facilities of 4 personnel. I'm designated for 8th. Rejected resignations of 2 Mylia's researchers. Major incident. Full report. Brook with preservation and Absalom with the key. Though the fugitives have since been caught and eliminated, we were too late to recover the relic. The only reason we retained our physical experts to conduct these experiments. Deprived of the object of our research, our existence serves no further purpose. The depths of his disappointment in me. The complex is to be shut down. All bodies reduced to aether, which will be allocated for further experimentation. Memory data will be archived. Conversions will be subject to Benson's discretion. If he does not deem us fit, not deserving of eternal life. I want that. Beverage. Nom 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 nom. The now active unit has already entered a self-cleaning cycle. It appears to have no other purpose beyond beautifying. Use so once more. That's a coffee maker? I want that in my house. Please let us have one of them. Find a crumpled note wedged between the files. Secure room lift access for his passwords. Terminals in the Pearland and the director's office. Social storages. Need empty. Have you found something? Here you go. Oh, a misplaced note, was it? Seems we need to enter a password on 3 different terminals at the same time. So the map, was there? No. There's no doubt. And if passwords over there, I expect the lift access itself is concealed too. Electrope, you mean? Ah, could it be that wall? Odd when I walked past it. What wall? Never trust an electrope's surface. You can pass right through the electrope. I never had that property before in my time. Well, fun, I think. What he means is electrode can be project a false appearance. We just looked away from each other like, yes, I tricked you all. Wouldn't be too hard to disable. Another door. The lock is another story. Didn't that note layout? Go ahead. Let's supposed to look for passwords here in the office. I'll take the detour lab. If you stay between your knowledge in Alex. It's not like. Alright, you shall have the honor of entering the office password. Oh, great. I'll stand by the guy walking Lamont. You know, there was that display plate over there, one with gems. I think how you switch. I have a gem missing.